celebrity on the show. Please welcome to the show, David Weiss. David, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. Yeah. I reached out to Chris Crum. He reached out to me and he said he knew you. So I contacted you and here we are. And there's just a lot of things that my audience, even personally, believe it or not, I know Flat Earth has been around for like years, or at least 7 years right now. And there's actually more and more people, being more open-minded about it than ever before, in my opinion, just in public.
It doesn't have to be your opinion. If you look at the map here, these are just the people that are around me that are flat earthers that have my app, and not all of them have my app. So the numbers are astounding. And here's the thing. Flat Earth is growing so fast, and it's not like something else, like somebody, trying to think of like another market or whatever. People get into things, then they drop it, like, oh, I love PlayStation. Then they buy games and then they stop playing, right? When you become a flat earther, you never go back. Once you go flat, you never globe back, right?
Yeah.
And so the numbers are growing. There's no attrition, and people are waking up, and everyone has the exact same story. I thought flat Earth was stupid. I made fun of you guys. And then for some reason I was forced to look, and not look by Googling. You Google and they feed you propaganda. If you Google and think you're getting the good results, you've been brainwashed, just like you have been with the globe. People go, well, I can't be brainwashed. And I'm like, well, do you think the Earth is a globe? Yes. Can you give me one reason? No, you're brainwashed.
Right. Or the fact that they say it's a globe, but how round is it? How fast is it spinning? How fast is it going around the sun? How fast is it going around the Milky Way? How fast is that Milky Way going around the whole entire galaxy? They don't know.
Right.
It's just they have no facts, but it is a globe, because that is the very first thing we learned before we're even able to speak. I mean, that's what tripped me out about it the most, is the fact that we are holding a globe before we even say the word globe, and all this stuff on television, the cartoons, and we're in rockets in space. And it's like, we've been to the moon since 1969, last time we went to the moon, and we've never been back. And we're just going to have commercial space flight. Well, it's been like 50 years. How many more years, how much more billions of dollars are we going to have to put in before we have commercial flight? I mean, how long can they drag this out?
Well, they do that all the time. Every administration says, oh, we're going to the moon. Then the next administration comes in. No, we're going to Mars. Back and forth, kicking the can down the road. Now we're going to the moon, but they're sending an unmanned rocket to the moon. Okay. Yeah. I can't wait for the footage for that. But back to the speeds of the motion of the Earth. So this is called the analemma. If you go out and take a picture of the sun every day or every week or whatever for a year, this is at the same time, this is what it'll draw. You got this figure 8, and you got this small section here and the big section here. And the reason for that is because they tell us the Earth is changing its speed as it orbits around the sun. It goes towards the sun. It speeds up and it slows down. It speeds up and slows down. And during our northern winter, we're farther from the sun, right? During our northern winter, we're farther from the sun. Heliocentric nonsense. Okay. Yeah. But so it's speeding up over here, and then it slows down over here. Okay. And it speeds up and slows down. And the global argument for that is, well, it's over such a long period of time. And when you do the math and break it down, you're changing, many miles per hour on a daily basis. You would notice that, right? You notice the tiniest earthquake, the tiniest vibration, the tiniest, shift. And I tell people, look at water, right? Water tells the truth. Water at rest, large bodies of water at rest lay flat, right? And we're not whipping and spinning and whirling and twirling in all these different directions, speeding up and slowing down. And we have water that's perfect glass, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I say, get a plate of water. Try it in your living room before you try it in a car going 100 miles an hour. And then try to walk across the living room or have that car take the slightest turn or the slightest deceleration or acceleration. And you're gonna find out quickly that we're not moving. We're not moving.
Yeah. The fact that you don't even the fact that we disregard our five senses, but it's moving, but you don't feel it. that was when I was a kid. I'm like, how is that possible?
You can't
can I
feel
not
it.
feel
You
it?
can't see it. You can't measure it. Right. But we're going,
Yeah.
trust us, the known liars, right? And NASA, it's like, I'm not calling NASA a liar out of speculation. I've proved it a million times.
Yeah.
They're and your whole thing with going to the moon, we're going to space, holding. Jaron from Jaronism, I'm sure you know the channel. He did a video called NASA Going Nowhere Since 1959. It's a movie. He made an awesome movie, and he showed how each administration kicks the can down the road. He documented the whole thing, right?
Wow.
Like up delay. We're not going. But we went in the 1960s and 70s 6 times. And we played golf and drove dune buggies and did all sorts of crazy stuff. Had a phone call from the White House without any delay, without any interruption. Okay, all of that's fine. But we can't go again. It's so stupid. It's so friggin' stupid. And the people that fight it, right? They're fighting for their own slavery. But here's the thing. There's 2 types of people that fight it. One, people that are brainwashed egos that won't let them see the truth. That was all of us at some point, but some of us somehow laid down our ego. And then there's the other anti-flat earthers, the people that are out there, either they're paid or possessed. Either way.
Yeah.
Okay. It's both the same thing. They're paid or possessed to literally fight for our enslavement, fight for literally to keep us as slaves. And then once you see this, and you've seen it, I mean, you put in my booking that, I'm not so sure what the earth is. I'm not so sure it's flat. It's not a spinning ball. We're all in that camp. And when we say flat, that's basically when I say flat earth, I mean, we're not a spinning ball. Okay. Yeah. Flat is not a shape. You can't describe it. Flat is a description of level and horizontal. Okay. Level and horizontal.
Okay. See, that's the thing. Also, not only were we programmed, this is a ball. This is a ball. Here you go. Here's the globe. But then when we were able to speak, we were told you laugh at anybody that says it's otherwise. Right. And that's the main thing. It's like, ha, 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 you stupid question. Like, okay, I'll just shut up. Like, geez, man.
And people don't
ask questions.
Yeah. People don't want to, be laughed at. And that's what this whole thing has turned into, with all of the, the high priest of scientism out there, Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye, out there, the failed comedian. Of course we know the earth is a globe because we watched a ship go over a curve, and he shows literally the clip I'm talking about. He shows a model ship and he's pulling it over a curved surface. Now, yes, a ship would disappear from the bottom up if it was going over a curved surface, right? That doesn't mean we lived on a curved surface. He's showing us a model, but here's something that they did, and they didn't even need to do it. They're so bad. He could have had the camera on a tripod and then pulled that ship, right? He had the model Earth, and he's got a ship, and he could have just pulled it, and it would have disappeared from the bottom up. But he didn't. He kept lowering the camera. As it was going, they cut and they lowered the camera, cut and lowered the camera, cut, lowered the camera, which made it even more accentuated. But they didn't even need to do that. They didn't need to do that, but they did it anyway because they're just such horrible liars.
Like with all right, a lot of questions. Like before this interview, I was asking some people around me, hey, what's a question? I have this great interview with the flat earth guru of the internet, David Weiss, and I'm just like,
I'm not the flat earth guru. I'm the flat earth loudmouth. Okay,
I'll call
it the flat earth loudmouth.
Sounds good. Flat earth loudmouth.
The guy that won't shut up about flat earth. And we're going to talk about why I won't shut up, because with all the crazy nonsense in the world, this is the most important topic. Okay, this is the number one topic, because everything else that's happening is because of the globe lie. All right, go ahead.
That's a great. We'll talk more on that. That's interesting. Let's dive into that on why is it the most important subject? Because people, the main questions they have is like, how do you know it's flat? Like, what are the main top 5 or top 2 reasons you can like convince people or show people that it is not a globe? What are your top 2, top 1? Well,
the water is the number one thing. Large bodies of water do not bend. Okay. Yes, waves bend, but that's not a body of water at rest, right? Mm-hmm. Pour some water somewhere. Watch it sets level, and then we can test. We have tons and tons and tons of laser tests, microwave tests, sonar tests, vision tests, everything. We can see with our naked eye, we can see farther than we should see. But now with consumer optics, right, with the Nikon P1000 super zoom camera, and some people have infrared cameras which cut through the haze even farther. We see things that would require the Earth to be 1,000 times bigger if it was a globe, over 1,000 times bigger, because there's curvature, right? On a ball, there is physical curvature. My fingernails are boats, and they disappear over. I zoom in, still can't see them because we have a physical horizon that's hiding something behind it.
Yeah.
Okay. But our horizon is optical. Our horizon is optical. So you've seen it. You've been following me. You've seen this. But here is our horizon. There's no boat here. And as we zoom in to where the sky meets the ground, we zoom in and we just make it bigger and bigger. And our eyes all of a sudden go, oh, look, there is a boat there.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And that's because the angular size of that boat at that distance is too small. Now watch, it's going to disappear from the bottom up. Now, if the boat was sailing away, the Glober would argue, well, it's going over the curve, but it's disappearing from the bottom up, and it's an illusion. All right. It is disappearing from the bottom up. Can my finger hide my entire face?
No.
But what if my finger was closer to you?
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So these little waves in the foreground can hide that shrinking boat in the background.
Ah, interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And
You know,
and when you see the real days where half the city skyline is missing, look at the conditions. There's 6-foot waves out there. The entire skyline should be gone. But those 6-foot waves, they look like they're at eye level. The tops of buildings a few miles away look like they're at your eye level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yes. And that's one thing when I was even flying on a plane, I've always wondered, like, you're coming up on a city, how come the city doesn't come up like this? Instead it just comes up like this.
Yeah, you know what? No, it's amazing. I live here on Long Island Sound. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, that's Connecticut, and then we have Long Island Sound. It's like 5 to 7 miles across. And then there's Long Island. And behind, if I'm on my shoreline, behind me is Westchester. And there's a tall building. I believe it used to be the Ritz-Carlton. And it's got a very unique shape to it. And it's taller than all the other buildings around it. So it sticks up. And from my shoreline, like if I'm right at my shoreline, there's hills and trees. And, the tops of those trees are maybe 200 feet over my head. And of course, I can't see that building because it's way in the distance. But if I go a mile offshore, well, the tops of those trees get lower and lower and lower because of my distance. They're kind of almost at my eye level. And oh, look, I can see half of that building. And I'm only a mile away. That building's maybe another 8-10 miles away, right? But I can see half of the building. And then if I go across to Long Island, away diagonally, another 12 miles or so, okay?
Yeah.
I can see the whole building. Now,
yeah.
Flat earthers don't even get this sometimes because on a globe, the farther away I go, the more it should be sinking down behind curvature. But the farther away I go, the more I can see. Because if this is the tree line, right?
Yeah.
If the top of my phone is the tree line here,
okay,
and I'm right here, right? I'm right here on the water. I'm looking up. There's my angle of view, right? I can't see anything below my hand because that's the bottom of my view. Right. Well, that building is right over here, so I can't see that building. But as I move away, farther and farther away, that becomes more level, right? Right. You understand?
I totally get it. That reminds me of a story. I was down in South Padre last year. I was having, lunch at the pier, and, you could see SpaceX across the ocean, across the river or whatever right there. And it's probably about 8 miles away from where I'm at. And you can clearly see the bottom of the shoreline. And from where I was at sitting off the dock, and I was telling the waitress at the time, like, hey, she's told me that's SpaceX. I'm like, that right there? You can see that with your your own 2 eyes. Yeah. Well, then you must be a flat earther. Like, she's like, what? I'm like, well, you're saying you can see it when you're not supposed to. So you're telling me, I don't know. I mean, it's just the whole perspective of it.
What's scary? You know what? The thing with NASA and SpaceX and stuff, it's literally a cult of deception. It's it's horrible because are you at the point now where you realize nobody has ever gone to space? There's nobody ever on those rockets.
Space is fake. What actually did it for me was that one video where the rocket went up and it just stopped in the middle of the air and
oh yeah,
down.
the go fast rocket.
Yeah, like what is that? Is there really waters above us that slow it down? Is that where they pin the satellites and let it like float in the water above? I have no idea.
That's a possibility. You know, we had a unconfirmed but I think it was pretty good NASA whistleblower who was quietly speaking with me and then disappeared all of a sudden. But he says that as you get up to I think it's around 70 miles, I forget the number he said, it gets thicker and thicker and thicker, then it becomes liquid, and then it becomes solid. And that NASA has the ability to go up there and explore, but they're not allowed to, as far as we got.
That's interesting.
Well, maybe the people in NASA, I'm not saying that aliens or anyone is saying don't go up there. The higher ups that know the truth of this world. But if you look at where is this? Is this the one? Where's the garbage can? This is all you need to know about SpaceX, right? If you catch them faking it once, everything's off the table, right? Do you agree?
Yeah.
So this is a real launch from SpaceX. This is what they showed us. This is not edited. Now watch. Look, we get these great edits. Wow. Look how slow it's going. This little flame is lifting this multi-ton filled with fuel thing. Now we got this far shot. Now use your brain. Look, how high is that if we have kind of a side shot? It's kind of close. Then all of a sudden we have this view. It's getting pretty high. We still have a side view. Look at the smoke. How fast is this thing moving? Not very. Okay. Now we have this view. Now the engines are off and it's free falling. Multi-tons, free falling. Does this look like it's free falling? Look at the smoke. Watch this next edit. Now look how slow it's going. Is this free falling? Imagine throwing a Buick off of a frigate out of an airplane. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now look how high it is all of a sudden. This is unedited. Okay. Look at this. This is free falling.
It looks like something from the 1950s.
It's worse. Okay. Now all of a sudden it's high in the clouds again, right? Puff and smoke. And now watch this. 3 engines are going to turn on. It's going to magically get upright. The cameraman's going to get underneath it. 2 of the engines are going to go out. Multi-ton. Wobbling all over the place. Look how fast it's moving. Look at the smoke. It's barely moving. Right? And it's going to land upright with a bunch of CGI smoke. Cue the smoke. Okay? And it's going to land upright. Now, if you can't, not you, anybody, can't discern that this is 100% fakery, therefore SpaceX is 100% fakery, I can't help you.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You know, I have a family member that works for Boeing, and he designs the software for whatever.
Absolutely. So hold on. SpaceX, NASA, they farm out so much stuff to so many people. People build satellites. People build engines. People build the meters and the seals and everything else, and they send it all there. Those people are convinced. NASA, the space program, it's a jobs program, because if slaves don't have jobs, they become unruly. So it's just a way to keep people busy and to keep people in this mental prison, the Matrix. The Matrix is the heliocentric system. I call it the helio-nonsensical system.
Yeah. I mean, it's
fake X.
Fake X. You know, but what are they building? If they're building it, they ship it off and they just, the higher ups just give them a pat on the back. Awesome. Great. You got a raise. This technology is great. Look at the screen. Here we go. Look what you built.
Yeah, a lot of it is that, and sometimes, you know, like with satellites, they're launching them on balloons. Okay,
right.
You know, the satellites that they actually build, they get launched on balloons.
You know, to go. What about? All right, you showed me the picture of the sun and that little infinity shape. Now, would that infinity shape change if you were on a different part of the Earth filming the exact same
its position in the sky will change. Like if you're on the equator, right, it would be above you. The center of it would be above you. The
Right.
cross, where the cross is right over the equator.
But would the shape, would the infinity shape like
It
widen,
would still be
bigger, and
small. No, it'd still be
it would
small
change?
because during our northern summer, the sun is circling in a smaller circle.
Yeah. Now, the aurora borealis up north. I mean, if you really want to discover this ice wall, I think there's some solutions on this one. One, boat convoy all the way to the edge. I mean, hundreds of people
You mean to
grabbing
the
their
south?
boats
To the
to the
south.
south, right? Exactly, all the way to the south, and just have radios, because if the first person gets stopped, then they relay it back. But it's gonna cost them thousands and hundreds and millions of dollars.
Have you tried to get a group of people to hit the like button on a YouTube video, which doesn't require them to spend any money, move off their couch, or do anything?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. Yeah,
yeah. But no, it's a good idea. The problem is they will stop you. Military has stopped you. You've seen that? Did you watch The Next Level?
I haven't.
You didn't watch The Next Level? All right, this interview is over. Thank
Oh.
you. The Next Level, you can find it at flatearthdave.com. There's a link right there. Get a high def copy. It's by Hibbler Productions, and it's one of the greatest flat earth awakening videos ever. You probably know everything that's in it, but it's put together in a way that if you watched it with a Globey family member or friend, well, they're going to become a flat earther, right? And I happen to be in it, but that's not why I'm recommending it. It's a great video. I had very little to do with how it came out other than talking on it.
Right.
So
right.
It's a great movie to watch. Like I have friends, I have my internet friends, and they're real friends. Like I'm going to Flattoberfest. Where are you located?
Yeah, I'm in Dallas actually. Chris recommended that to me.
He
said,
gotta
"You should
go, man. Go.
Yeah.
If you can go, hop on a plane, go.
Yeah,
Dude, you're gonna. It's mind blowing, life changing, amazing time. But where was I going with that point? What was I saying? It's gone. It's gone.
His Next Level, and then you went over to Flattoberfest.
Yeah, no, it was. It's about I forgot. It's all right. It'll come back. It's about waking people up, and God, it was a great point. I have to try to rewind it. All right, it'll come back.
Next Level is talking about if you're watching a Globe Earth family member watching it, they'll wake up. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. So I have my regular friends that I grew up with, and lots of them totally asleep, but many of them they know about the flutter stuff, and they like ask a couple questions, and like, I don't know, and I don't push it on them. Like, hey, this is what I do. And we were at a friend's house, and they have a nice big theater room that they had put in, and one night we're there, and then my movie just come out, and they're like, hey, let's watch your movie. And I'm like, don't tempt me with a good time. And we watched the movie. Everyone was in silence. Nobody fell asleep. This is good. And at the end, lights come on. They looked at me. They go, we're in. Holy crap. Wow. Yeah, we're in. It was the closer right there. So check it out. And you have my app, right? Or this interview is really over.
I do have your app. Yes, I do. It's only $3. I mean, that's awesome. It's great. It connects me with everybody. Chris recommended it to me.
Have you used it? Have you used the friend finder to?
I haven't used it. I haven't used it yet. But it's actually pretty. I just downloaded it yesterday. I'm like, I got to get it at least give him a little download on that. And David, I tell you, man, it's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, it's you can tap on any one of these dots, send them a message. You can send a group message. Like I have it set for 50 kilometers. So I have 428 people. Okay. I can send a message, go, hey, I'm going to the so-and-so comedy club tonight, or Rico's Pizza, whatever it is, come down and have some beers, or just doing it as you're setting up a meetup. And then all of these people show up. We did it in New York recently, and like 80 people showed up. And what's that?
How many people are on that app now?
Right now, it's the number of people that have registered for the Friend Finder are almost 72,000. No, 78,000. Is that what I'm saying? Yeah.
Is that just the United States?
No, 72,000. That's globally. So
wow.
If I go into the global view, so like here's the UK right here. I mean, there's people. I mean, this is just the UK. Okay. And if I go back out, America, it's like almost. You can't see it. Where are you? You're in Dallas?
Wow. Yeah.
So wherever Dallas is, it's buried under here. But there's tons of people and more coming on. And the messaging system on here is literally old school. It's like beginning of the internet, like just text. And hopefully next week, the new messaging will be on. It'll be like iMessage. You can pictures, voice messages. It's going to be favorites. It's going to be phenomenal. And people are using this as a dating app. Just so you know, are you married? Do you have a girlfriend?
Divorced, actually.
Divorced. So yeah. You're in the market. You're a single guy.
I am.
Right?
I am. Yeah.
So fill out your profile on there. Make that you're single, interested in meeting other people. And because every dot on here is somebody that could be your best friend. You go out to a bar or to a party or whatever, random party, whatever. 99% of the people there are libtards and lost, right?
Yeah.
And like you can connect with few people. Every single one, male or female, you can be your best friend or more. There's people already having babies because they've met on here. Okay. so this is the best way to meet awake and aware people, because all of these people have the same thing. We know all of the nonsense that's going on in the world. We know that we don't live on a spinning ball.
Right.
We're awake and aware. That's 99% of where you want to get to before you find out more about the person. It's like, hey, if you're asleep and, lost, there's not a lot there. I'm sorry. And here's the other thing. The good thing is a lot of people are, flat earther with a non-flat earther. That's okay. Because if that non-flat earther has 2 brain cells and likes you at all, you can wake them up. You can show them, but there's no way they can bring you back to the globe, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like going to a magician and finding out how the trick was done. Right. Then it doesn't work anymore.
If you want to delve into the importance of why they're hiding it so much. Now, I'm an NLP practitioner. I've studied neurolinguistic programming for 7 years. And
nice.
It's all about, like, we deal with the subconscious and unconscious mind and how to manifest your reality. I mean, when I joined up with that group, I was a failed entrepreneur. I had a website up selling vape juice back in 2013 with no orders for a year. And they said, close your eyes and we'll do this technique and you'll get some money. I'm like, whatever, let's do a 30-day goal reaching of 500. I did that, 500. Then I did the next month, 1,000, then 2,000, 4,000, 15,000. That's too much. Okay, boom, you got robbed. Like, what? The universe just delivered. Okay, great. So I had to reset, and it just kind of plateaued. Everybody got into it. My question about the flat earth, though, if we can manifest our reality, and this is a literal sandbox for creation, and we are the children of the creator himself, and we may have those creative powers to experience what we want in this 3D realm, a flat earth makes a lot more sense than a spinning globe in the middle of nowhere.
Right. I
practice, relate to me on that.
I know I did. I used to study NLP, and I did a lot of hypnosis in college, and it's amazing the power of the mind. Hence, I have the spinning clock and the spinning logo to hypnotize you slowly. Okay. Right. Just kidding. That's for the troll. That's just for the trolls out there. Some idiot said that my logo was a spiral and it's hypnotizing everybody. So I actually made it a spinning spiral. It never spun before they said that, but now I'm like, you know what? I'll own that. I'll spin it.
Awesome. That's great.
I'll spin
That's
it.
Great. Go ahead.
So yes, that's what they don't want you to know. They tell you in school you only use 10% of your brain. Okay. That's not true. 90% it connects with nature and source, and we're living in this living system, right? The lights in the sky are sentient, in my opinion. The earth is alive. We're part of this system, and our thoughts create our reality. That's what they're hiding from you, right? If they can have you spinning on a ball, lost in space, dinosaurs died because a fucking rock hit this place and blotted out the sky. If you can believe all that nonsense, then you'll never reach your potential. You'll never understand that your thoughts create reality. Everybody listening to this, look at your life. It's your fault. Whatever it is, it's your fault. Okay? It's 100% your fault. Good or bad.
Yeah, okay? I know. And you look
good or bad. You are your only enemy. Okay? You are your only enemy, because the way you think brings things into your life. Okay? That's it. good or bad. There is no good or bad. It's the way you think brings those things into your life. People go, well, I want $1 million. What you're saying is, I never had $1 million. I'll never have $1 million, and I'm poor. Because that's what you're really saying, right? It's not the words. It's the way you think, right? How can there's people that live, make, I don't know, low, crappy, not enough money to survive, and they go paycheck to paycheck to paycheck for their whole lives. Then there's other people that make millions and millions of dollars, and then they lose it all, and they go millions and millions into debt, and then they make millions and millions of dollars again. Okay.
Yeah.
That's their own fault.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, yes, all sorts of stuff happens. We're in this random universe, not this perfect clock sky system, the way, that they don't want us to know. They want us to think that all of this is random, that we have no control. But the truth is we have all the control, but they've scared the crap out of us, and they've made us give up our free will. The good news is they're not allowed to take it unless we offer it, unless we give it to them. So they tell us what they're doing. We're too stupid to hear them. We allow it by not saying no. And here we are. Here's the situation we're in. Everybody come, poison yourselves because we told you to. And, and eat our crap food and drink our poison water, and you'll be good. And we'll give you a pill if you don't feel good. That'll make you feel crappier. And we'll give you another pill to take care of that.
Right. Right. And the fact that when they program us through television, through radio, as you're driving, it just goes right in. And when you're watching, you just phase out and it goes right in. You're not craving Taco Bell. You just saw a commercial that tells you you're craving for Taco Bell. So what I like to do is I like to use that for your own programming, whether that be wealth creation, working out, being healthy. Put on a YouTube channel about juicing, that even though you don't want to listen to it, or you want to change your life, or losing weight, or something that you want to experience, just press play and let it go in. And then subconsciously your actions, your thoughts change it, and your reality changes within you. So I don't think we can do that on a globe. I think really it's a flat stationary, it's kind of it is a special type of system. And I don't believe in death. Life is but a dream. We are the imagination of ourselves. I just lost both my parents in March this year, and within 3 weeks of each other. So it was like double whammy, I'm not too upset about it. My father just came to visit me in a dream late last night, and it was very awesome. It's never goodbye. It's see you later. This is we are spiritual beings that have a temporary human existence, and
people don't realize everything that you do, that every touch, every influence that you have lives in that other person. We're just spreading it everywhere. Like I have a buddy whose father died a decade ago, and my 5 or 10 interactions with him over the years, conversations with him still are within me and affect the way I do things and say things and see things. Right. So like he's still alive within me. And people don't understand how this world works. And when you understand that all of a sudden fear of death is gone, fear of anything is gone, hopelessness is gone, that when you understand that all of it's tied together, right? It's all tied together, and there's nothing to fear. They want you to be in fear. False evidence appearing real, FEAR, false evidence appearing real. News, northeast, west, south, steering your mind into fear. Okay. It's like, well, that's just a coincidence. There are no frigging coincidences. They use signs, symbols, numbers, acronyms, all sorts of stuff, to get us to fall into their magical, for lack of a better word, system. I mean, our words, I no longer say hello. That's not good. You're saying hello, or good morning, death, morning, right? To say good day, right? And they're all of these words. It's like when you start hearing all of these things, it'll blow your mind. And again, we have the opportunity to learn all of this stuff right now, right? Anybody that has kids, if you send them to college, you're absolutely insane. Okay. Even if college was free, even if they paid you to send your kid to college, it's insanity, right? If they gave you 10 grand a year to send your kid to school, room and board paid, right? Don't do it, because it's mind control. It's nonsense. Now, if you want to become a trauma surgeon, or you want to become a dentist, or you want to become an electrician or a plumber, yes, learn those things. Those are good things. But all of the other stuff, there's so many better sources of information out there, which they're trying to stop. Like, are you a Crow 777 radio listener?
I do. I listen to him, not avidly, but I've seen him on other podcasts. I used to listen to him a couple of years ago, but I'm very familiar with Crow 777.
He's in the app under the homeschooling page. $8 a month, better than any college you could ever pay for. You want your kid to go to college? This is what I say. Don't send them to college. Give them a year off and say, every week there's 2 new episodes. They're 2 hours each. Okay. And then there's 400 plus old episodes. So here's your kid's college course for the year. Each day he listens to 5 days a week. He listens to 2 new and 3 old ones, right? If it's a beautiful day, go out and play Frisbee, go windsurfing, do whatever you want. Just get your 2 hours in it whenever you want. You know what? Get some waterproof headphones, go kite surfing and listen to it while you're kite surfing. Okay.
Right.
Enjoy life, take in the information. And after a few months, this kid is going to be more useful than any college graduate ever. Right? It's going to have more desire and more curiosity and more knowledge of how this world works and how this evil cabal system that tries to control us works. Okay. It's $8 a month. $8. Yeah. $8 a month. All right. It's insanity. People go, I'm not paying $8 a month. I'll have a venti latte, please, with two extra pumps. Right. No problem there. Drinking that poison. And you know that when I'm hiring people, those are the people I'm hiring. I'm not hiring college graduates. They're idiots.
Right.
Okay. I'm a college graduate. I've thrown it all away. My favorite courses in college, 4 frigging years of astronomy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Astronomy. Pseudoscience.
You know, yeah, let's go into that, because we have the on April 8th, 2024, we have the solar eclipse coming up, and that's going to pass right through Dallas. And pretty much, I believe the path goes close to you. And I know it goes over Texarkana and then heads more east. Now, it's only 70 miles, this shadow. And if it's, that is kind of bothersome, because why wouldn't it cover up the whole earth? Because a shadow would be usually bigger than the object itself.
The sun is 93 million miles away, 400 times bigger than the sun and the moon, and 400 times farther. The moon is 238,000 miles away. You can't fathom what that is. Okay. At that distance, everyone on earth should see it.
Right.
But there's only a little path. What does that tell you? Okay. Like, if I wish I had my props, but you know, you got your 2 bodies right here, right?
Yeah.
But somebody over there is not gonna see it, like, because you have parallax, right? I can't show you right here. At great distances, everyone's gonna see it at the same time. All the lines converge together. It makes no sense. And then the path that was 70 miles wide. Well, when you put a light on a ball, the shadow doesn't get smaller, it gets bigger. Okay. Right. So people's like, well, the moon's probably 70 miles wide because the shadow's 70 miles wide. No, the moon's smaller than that. Get a light and then get a disc the size of the light and aim the light at the wall and bring the disc in front of the light. And watch how big that shadow is. And the farther away the wall, the more blurred out and non-existent is the shadow. You don't get a sharp shadow in a great distance, but it's outer space. You don't understand. You're making up stuff to support your model. Okay.
Right. And I saw the solar eclipse in 2017 in Kansas City, Missouri. When I witnessed that, I didn't see the moon. I saw the sun and a silhouette of something that kind of just obscured that, and it looked like it was like behind a screen and just kind of going through it and just moving past it. So there's I was watching the internet, there's like, there's the black sun that's there that you can't see. It just doesn't make sense, because you would usually if you can see the moon during the day, you would see the moon during the day over it eclipse the sun, but you just don't see the moon. And that
Well, people
was
say
kind of-
because it's right near the sun and the sun's blinding you, but the earth is a full earth if you're on the moon. Like we have a full moon from the earth, and the earth shine should light up the sun, light up the moon way more than the moonshine lights up the earth. I can read in the middle of nowhere from a full moon. I could drive my car with the lights off during a full moon, right? So the earth shine on the moon is at least 6 times brighter, right? We're more reflective and bigger. And no, it's not there. So I don't know if you've seen, you probably haven't. So in the app, the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app.
Okay.
I just loaded it again because I'm testing a new feature. If you hit the eclipses button down on the third column there, an upcom videos that YouTube doesn't want you to see. So this is my eclipse video. Have you seen this?
No.
So a few years ago, somebody was filming the eclipse and they saw these little eclipse. Like, what are these? This one that's moving is a lens flare.
Yeah.
So the sun is about 85% eclipsed here, just like this looks like it. It's just very bright and it's blowing out the lens, just so you know where we are. Okay. But this other one is locked in position. It's not moving, right? This one is locked to the sun. It's not moving like this. This is a lens flare. What is this? And my idea is this is the real sun, the source of the sun. This is the source of the sun, and this is the sun that we see. And you can normally not see the source of the sun because the sun that we see is so bright, it blinds you. Well, so here's my paper towel sky. Behind it, I have the projector, if you will. Yeah. And I'm eclipsing it with a body. Whatever. It's a Snapple cap, if you must know. Sure. Okay. But you can't see it here. You just see it coming in and then you see it going out. All right.
And that's exactly what you see.
But you can imagine it, right? You can imagine it, right? And so that's what you see. So let me jump forward here. So I did it with a thinner sheet. And look, this is the source right here. I did it with it's more transparent. I did it with some tissue paper. Oh, and here it is. And compare it to what we saw. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I'm not claiming to know anything. I'm claiming that if the sun is what was I trying to say? The eclipse. I'm flipping out here. What I'm trying to say is that's a perfectly good explanation for what we see, and it's better than the heliocentric one. Right.
And rainbows. When I first discovered Flat Earth and going through the videos before YouTube banned them all, it was this one video saying rainbows don't exist without glass. Like you can't spray some water, in a room with there's no sun and there's no rainbow, or you can't do it with artificial light. But if you go out to the sun, there's a rainbow. And it's just like you cannot. Is the sun either inside, let's say if there is a dome, inside the dome, or is it like right on top of it to where it's like rotating above it? Or
if you get a magnifying glass and focus it to a little dot, it looks like the sun, right?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what the sun is, that little dot from the magnifying glass.
It's that little dot from the magnifying glass. So maybe the source of the sun, the transformer, if you will, is within or above the firmament. And we're seeing it in a spot relative to our own position. And people are trying to figure out, well, how far is it? Well, we can prove that it's close, but you can't triangulate it because everybody sees it in a different position, right?
Right.
Let me show you what I mean by that. So, where is my sky sheet? There it is. So I set this up. I got a sheet. I call it my sky sheet, and I put a flashlight, which actually has a square lens on it, about 10 feet behind it. And it looked like, it's hard to see here, but it looked like a perfect sun. And so Paige is standing next to me, and I say, where do you see the sun? And she goes, right there. That's from her point of view. So if I do a circle she sees it over there, I see it over here. If we tried to triangulate that, it's not going to work. We're looking at two different things. Yes, we know where we are. We know how far we are from each other, but we're looking at the same thing in two different positions.
Wow. Wow. That is
There's
real. That, it
there's
looks just like the sun.
the source of the sun is behind here. And
Yeah.
maybe if I eclipsed it, I might be able to see the source versus
Right.
the part that's lighting up right here.
Interesting. You know, and that's
Right.
the thing about eclipses. When it does eclipse, if you're not in the direct path, let's say you're just a little bit out of it, they show that half moon shadows everywhere on the ground. And it's just like, how is that possible?
Have you ever looked at the sun going through like a tree with leaves? The insanity, like it's showing you like a fractal. It's mind blowing. Like you look at it, you don't even know what you're seeing. Your eyes kind of freak out. Next time during the eclipse, try to go where there's a tree and the
Yeah.
light beams are coming through the tree.
And the shadows are different.
Mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Yeah. And that's just like, it's very, very strange. I mean, God, what was I going to say? So lunar eclipses, though, what exactly is it? Is it something that's like inside the moon that's causing that, or what would you say would be a lunar eclipse? What would cause that type of a
Well, there's
reaction?
the idea of dark bodies in the sky make a lot of sense, but it's definitely not the Earth because casting a shadow from a ball Earth to a distant moon, that shadow is just going to spread out. We see this line come in, it engulfs the moon changes color. I think it has something to do with the energy of the moon. Right here, what this video is showing you is a plate eclipsing the moon matches what we see rather than a ball eclipsing another ball, because a ball eclipsing a ball actually makes a straight line. When you cast a shadow from one ball onto another ball, it makes a straight line. It's really weird. But when you use here it is, a ball casting a shadow, and this is a plate casting a shadow. I'm sorry. A ball casting a shadow onto a ball is a straight line, and a ball casting a shadow onto a flat surface. Now, I'm not saying that any of that is what it is. I'm showing you that the official explanation does not make sense. If I move this ball far, far away and tried to cast a shadow on something, you're not even going to find the shadow. The shadow will disperse. But we're in space. You don't understand.
You know, that's another thing. You know, if it comes to the sun, the moon. Now, I've seen like free energy videos and people running stuff off salt water, you know, and I'm just like, what are they doing? Well, they're putting energy into the salt water to make energy out of the salt water. Now, if you think, I think of the moon and the sun. Now, this is my own little personal theory. If it's rotating above us, just like this, you know, and you have positive and negative charges, and it's emitting down to the earth, then the salt water could create the tides and move and breathe. And it's the energy that's like inside, that's fluxing in this like
Everything,
maybe a toroidal field or something.
The only true forces are electricity and magnetism, and they work together.
Interesting. Yeah. Well,
and
wow.
you know, here are a bunch of eclipse paths, right? Put them all together on a flat Earth, they make a perfect circle. Weird, right?
Yeah.
Weird. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence.
Right. Now, do you think there's more? Do you think they're hiding land? I think that's the big reason. I mean, do you think that's why they want to depopulate, so like these people never figure this out? What's your opinion on that?
That's my opinion. We all have opinions.
Sure.
Is that there's tons of land. Okay.
Right.
That's my opinion. And whether it's it's there's other ponds, whether there's just continents beyond us, that's all up for discussion, right? Whether we live here in this pond and our pond migrates through these other lands. Okay. That the Prague clock sure suggests that. A lot of people are tying it to the moon map. I'm not sure I'm on 100% with the moon map. I don't know if you're aware of that the craters on the moon represent a portion of the Earth, and then there's a greater Earth. That's basically, this is the moon right here. That's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down.
Right.
But this is the Japanese map that was found with all of these other continents out here. I kind of believe in this, right? This could all be frozen here, right? But the other thing is, if you've seen this, where is it? Have you seen this one? So we live here. We live here in this pond.
Okay.
And then there's other ponds all around us with other worlds. And each pond has its own sun circling. Okay. And they're close. They're 10, 20, 30,000 miles away. That's it.
Right.
Maybe 50.
Right.
But they're
Right.
not cosmological, impossible insanity distances in an impossible space vacuum, which
Right.
which can't even exist. Right. So whether this is true or not doesn't matter. We should have the right to go explore because this is scientifically possible. Outer space is scientifically impossible, right? And if we lived here, other people lived out here on the extra land, they're extraterrestrials, extraterra. They're coming from the extraterrestrial in the outer space, outer from where we are.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Outer space.
That's
So
just-
scientifically possible versus the impossibility of a rock surrounded by water, surrounded by air, adjacent to a void. Okay.
Right.
If you can't
Right.
get your mind around that, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Okay. But gravity's holding it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gravity, which, doesn't make any sense. They say, you need dark matter and dark energy. 96% of everything is dark matter and dark energy, which has never been seen and never been measured, but it has to exist. Gravity doesn't work. And that's why they say it exists, because if it didn't exist, gravity doesn't work. Wait a minute. That's not how science works. You make a theory, and if it doesn't work, you throw it out. You don't make up shit.
Right. And no one can throw water on a ball and make it stick. That was my biggest thing.
I hate that. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Because that ball that you're holding in your hand doesn't have enough gravity. If you believe in the heliocentric model, you need something big. The whole pouring water on a basketball, it's silly. It's a bad argument by flat earthers.
Right,
Okay.
right. I just always thought, my first thought is when I got into this is like, how can water stick to a ball if it's spinning 1,000 miles an hour when a tennis ball just flicks water off of it when you spin, or any ball just flicks, it would fly off. And then we're
Right.
next to a vacuum and it's supposed to suck everything out. And it's just like, how can you propel in a vacuum? That was a big thing, like thrusters, like that wouldn't work what are they thrusting against? I'm like, I never thought about that. I'm like, well, there's no.
What is
air.
it burning? You can't burn anything. We've had people that get a little vacuum chamber and they use a laser to go through the glass and light things on fire in the vacuum chamber. And they light some gunpowder and they light some stuff. And then they suck the air out of it and the gunpowder won't even ignite. Okay.
Ooh.
So and then also they have like a bottle rocket and they got that to light, but it didn't. No, it wouldn't. They couldn't even get it to light without the air. And they have a fan in there and it's blowing a feather and the feather doesn't even move because there's no air. There's nothing to push against. Okay. The global argument of, well, it doesn't matter. It's pushing against the fuel that's burning and that pushes against the rocket. Not true. When jets take off on an aircraft carrier, they put up a thing right behind them for the rockets to, the jets to push off of even harder. Okay. Yeah. Because they need something to push off of. A boat has, propeller pushing off the water. Spin that propeller in the air. It's not really going to do much, bigger propeller. Yeah. Then now you have an airplane. Take away the air. You got nothing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got nothing.
Well, man, David, it looks like we've got about 5 minutes left. This has been a great discussion. I really appreciate you coming on my channel, man. This is like I said, my own personal celebrity. I've been watching you for years, and I really appreciate you breaking it down and letting my audience know. And this is just going to tickle my stepmom. I tell you what.
Look at this. This is Elon Musk landing a rocket upright. Okay, give me a break, right? And then if you watch any of the SpaceX launches, they show you, look, we have a curved Earth here. This is the first stage that's falling back to Earth. And these milk crates are steering it to a drone ship. Now, look, a flat Earth or a concave Earth, right?
Right.
They're just rubbing our faces. Now, look how high this is. This is way above the clouds. This thing's falling and it's going to land on a ship in the middle of the ocean, 800 miles away, and it's going to land with these things steering it. Wind doesn't matter, rotation of the earth doesn't matter, and it's going to land. And here's what happens though: this thing lands, the camera on the ship always cuts out because of vibrations, but the camera on the rocket doesn't cut out. Look, so this one froze. This is them. Then they say, "Oh, sorry, the ship I still love you is there," and then they cut away, and then they come back and they go, "Oh, look, it landed! Yay!"
Yeah.
So that one, they didn't even go. They just cut away and they didn't even come back. Right? Here's another one. This is a whole bunch cut together. So this thing's falling from way up, middle of the ocean. Are you a boater? The ocean's never calm. It's never calm. This long, multi-ton long tube is going to land. Yay, it landed bullseye. Okay, look at this thing. Yeah. This thing could be just one of the, just a little firework, and somebody's holding it and just like, put it down. Don't get your hand in the scene, right?
Yeah.
I gotta get like a rocket and just kind of lower it in, and just don't let my hand come into the scene. I bring it in from over here. Bring it in. Landed. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Oh, this one landed at night. Let's go see you land Harrier jump jet at nighttime in the middle of nowhere on a drone ship. Okay. What is stabilizing it? Look, convex Earth, the concave Earth, convex Earth. So here it is, falling out of the sky, ignoring the spin of the Earth, ignoring the high speed winds up there, ignoring ocean waves, landing on a friggin' drone ship. Look, I swear to God, someone's hand is at the top of this, just putting it down like that.
You know, and I love the 1970s model where they actually use their hands, and you could see the guy in the background. I'll have to maybe put up the video on that.
Here's my drone ship, and it's coming in. Oh, bullseye! Yeah,
there it is.
Damn it, my hand got in the screen. Right? It's coming in. Oh, yeah. Touchdown. Fantastic. Okay?
Right.
How stupid are people?
Oh, man. Until I see it with my own eyes, I just wouldn't believe it. That's the thing. And SpaceX is right here south of me. So, I mean, I don't even know. I don't keep up with any news from them or anything like that. But I still have yet to see a rocket launch myself. But once again, they just go off into the...
They go up and they go out. And sometimes they don't even launch real rockets. Sometimes it's holograms. Sometimes it's a miniature. Sometimes they launch something of decent size, but it's filled with helium. Okay? There's no people ever on them. It doesn't work that way. And as you said, you can't find the stuff on YouTube. It's still there. Most of it's still there. But, somebody could have a YouTube channel, great flat Earth videos, puts up one video on another topic, the whole channel's gone. Okay?
Yeah. I'm banned from you. I can't even start another channel.
Yeah. So my app, the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, you can find it at flatearthdave.com. There's already there's a knockoff one by the Anti-Flat Earthers out on Google Play. To make sure you don't get that one. And if you do, don't send me an email telling me my app sucks, because it's not my app. Okay. But this one has the daily video. I'm offering 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof, but you have to watch the daily video right here every day for 2 weeks. At the end of that 2 weeks, send me your proof and you win 3 Bitcoins. But I'll give you a spoiler alert. If you actually watch those videos, after a day or two, you'll go, I don't want to wait anymore. You'll hit the archive button. You'll start going backwards through the list. And then after a day or two, you'll send me an email going, holy crap, I wanted to win the 3 Bitcoins, but this flat Earth thing is real. Now what do I do? And I'm like, welcome. Come to Flattoberfest, October 21st and 22nd in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Flattoberfest.com, flatearthfestivals.com, or in the app on the shopping cart button, Flat Earth meetups. It's there. You'll find it.
Awesome. Well, Dave, thank you so much for coming on the show again, man. Like I said, this has been great. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. This is my maybe 4th or 5th interview, but man, this is absolutely wonderful. Now, where can people find you if they wanted to view your videos or anything? Are you still on YouTube?
I am on YouTube. DITRH is my channel. That's pretty easily findable. DITRH stands for Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. But if you are like everyone else and can't remember anything, flatearthdave.com. My YouTubes are there. My interview channels are there. My Flat Earth Clock videos channels are there. The app is there. All sorts of stuff. If you want to book me on a show, there's a book Dave button. If you are having issues with your phone with the app, there's a support button there. And we'll help you out. We'll figure out what's going on with your phone and get the app working so you could find other Flat Earth people near you. And that's all I got to say about that. My podcast, the Flat Earth podcast down at the bottom, if you want to listen to some audio while you're driving or whatever. Tons of information there. The app is $3, and the app was $3, and basically that was it. And everyone loved it. And then I started adding features that actually cost money, like messaging flat earthers and a couple other things. There's a one-time subscription for all the features. It's $11 a year. So basically you bought me a margarita. Okay. You bought me a margarita and you forgot to tip the bartender.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so you don't have to subscribe, but you should subscribe because you can receive messages, but you can't send messages. And there's a couple other really fun features that subscription comes with. And again, you're helping support the app because the $3 doesn't pay for the app. It's the subscription that it will help pay for it.
Right. Awesome.
And it's $11.
Great, Dave. Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And I always end my podcast with a little tagline. I don't know if you've seen my podcast, but if you could just, I always say, whether you're right or whether you're left, no matter what, taxation is theft. Could you say taxation is theft for me on this one?
Taxation is theft. Absolutely.
All right. Fantastic.
Absolutely. But hold on. It's voluntary theft.
Oh, totally.
Think about it. It's totally voluntary theft. I'll leave it at that. But if you want to make $300,000, there's many awards out there for anyone that could find the code in the tax code that says an individual person, an individual man or woman is responsible for paying taxes. All you got to do is find the code in the tax code, the line that says that you're responsible, and you win $300,000.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Cool. All right. Well, thanks again, Dave. I appreciate this. This has been fun. Maybe we can do it again sometime.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. See ya.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.